Hey, my name is Timothy Lee, Al Hammond's news prospect, and you're watching BehindTheGloves.com.
Anthony Rivera here for Behind the Gloves. I'm here with Coach Anthony Rodriguez, head trainer of Eddie Chambers. How's that going?
It's going great, man. It's going real good.
How is it now? You know, you have this gym, this beautiful gym. You're now getting into the pro boxing world as the head trainer.
Yeah.
How's it been training him? Are you learning things from him? Is he teaching you things?
Well, you know, this is great because for the most part, I've worked with many professional fighters, but not as a head trainer. You know, I've came in as a mitt guy, did a lot of pad work. I've helped out head trainers in the corner, so it won't be my first time in the corner. But you know, being a head trainer in camp, yeah, I mean, working with Fast Eddie Chambers, man, he's one of the most craftiest fighters in the game, hands down. You're gonna learn. He has all the experience in the world, and you know, he's just easy to work with.
Now he's fighting Galen Brown this weekend. Is there any tapes that you guys go through? Is there a special sparring that you go through to get ready and train for him?
Well, yeah, we brought in all the proper sparring. We sparred some of the best guys around, and Eddie's sharp, man. You know, we've been working on keeping his timing, his defense. We're keeping his defense up. You know, he's explosive right now, so I think we're gonna have, you know, a good night on Friday. And on top of that, you know, yeah, I did take a look at Galen Brown, and he does present some things, but for the most part, Eddie will be fine.
Now, I was talking to Eddie about this earlier, about there being a kind of a rejuvenation, reemergence, a rebirth of the heavyweight division.
Yeah.
Why do you think that we are not hearing too much Eddie Chambers right now?
Well, you know, Eddie Chambers had a few a few setbacks in his career. Then he went overseas. So I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that he was over in the UK with the Fury team. And people in the United States really don't keep up with what's going on overseas. But he actually had a pretty good run over there. He did well when he went overseas. I believe he won 6 straight or something like that. So Eddie's been active. It's just that the American people don't know. But it's good that he's back here in the States, because there is no reason for Eddie to not be in the conversation in the top 10 of the best heavyweights the United States has, because Eddie could beat any one of those top guys any given night.
Now, do you think this fight this weekend with Galen, if he comes victorious, is this going to send him straight to, you know, where Fury is, where Joshua is, or does he need a little more like fine-tuning?
Yeah, I mean, like any layoff, you know, I would never just send a fighter in to fight a top guy, you know, when you haven't boxed in about a year. You know, I think that Eddie should come back, fight Galen Brown. Let's see who else they throw on table. If the numbers are good, I'm sure Eddie will take it. But honestly, Eddie has, you know, 45 professional fights, I believe. And at this stage of his career, if he's in shape, if he's been getting the proper sparring, he could box anybody.
Now, I've seen his fight with Vladimir Klitschko, and I would truly love to see a rematch of both of them.
Yeah.
And maybe a fight with a Wilder, or what would you like to see Eddie go from here?
I mean, you know, I like to see Eddie, for one, I like to see Eddie just start being consistent again. I want to see him consistent here in the United States. And honestly, any of those guys, I think Deontay Wilder, Eddie Chambers is an excellent fight. 2 good American boxers, and they'll take nothing away from Deontay Wilder. He's a good champion. He's tall, he's rangy. He seems like he's, you know, a pretty decent boxer. But I tell you what, getting in the ring with Eddie Chambers, you know, you can't look past Eddie no matter who you are. So, you know, it just makes for a great fight.
Now, when we're talking about training here, he's gone almost a year without fighting. What do you find is the difference in training when you're getting like a year layoff to when you're maybe getting a few months of a layoff from a fight?
Well, I think a few months sometimes does the fighter good. I think a year can do a fighter good depending on what kind of years he had previous. I think the hardest thing is just getting the timing back, getting back into swinging things, feeling like a fighter again. You know, it's real easy when you're not training to kind of get out that groove. So it's just getting back in the groove, getting your timing back, believing and feeling like a fighter once again. And Eddie is starting to get that way again. And, you know, I'm excited to see what happens now that he's signed with Al Hammond.
Hey fight fans, if you guys haven't already done so, make sure you download the Behind the Gloves app. It's free and it features really cool stuff like a fight calendar that reminds you of all the upcoming fights, and it allows for you to, with one click, to remind yourself directly to your phone. And it also features 24/7 breaking news that's going on in boxing. So make sure you guys go ahead and do that and subscribe to this channel.